the entire world, which is social media. Social media is my own personal playground, and I will teach you all how to make it your own personal playground also. And by playground, I mean, let's earn some money. Ready? Okay. There is a saying in my office. There are 2 ways to do social media. The wrong way and my way. So I'm going to teach you my way. Come on. All right. Y'all recognize these? You've probably seen these somewhere, right? Facebook, pretty popular. Twitter. This one's Flickr. That's that picture resource that I gave you guys earlier. This is Blogger. Anybody know what Dig or this little funny looking guy is right here? Dig and this funny little looking guy who is actually on a site called Reddit are social bookmarking sites. I want you to get familiar with those. Dig.com, D-I-G-G.com, and Reddit, R-E-D-D-I-T.com. The reason that I want you to get familiar with this is once a week when you publish a blog that you are really, really, really proud of, you are going to put it on these sites. The reason you're going to put it on these sites is you have a lot of millennials like me who are on these sites because these are giving you the best content from across the web. Remember how I talked earlier about there's so much content being out there and we're trying to filter through the content to find the best of the web? That's where a lot of your audience is going to be. YouTube, everybody knows YouTube, right? You want to go watch funny videos of cats? You can go to YouTube. I'm going to give you a couple YouTube video ideas also. Remember how I said I do some comedy videos? Well, I have 2 German Shepherds. I have a 5-year-old German Shepherd female, and I have a 9-month-old German Shepherd puppy, both of whom are intact and AKC registered. Well, unfortunately, my 9-month German Shepherd puppy got a little frisky with the 5-year-old, so we're expecting. So I had a great idea where I was going to sit down and have my daughter shoot a video of me because, you know, like I told you earlier, I suck at it. So I had her shoot the video of me where I was giving a one-on-one conversation to the puppy, Arthas, about why I felt he was too young and irresponsible to be a father. He can't handle the child support payments. It's just a mess. But YouTube is great for putting content out there that people can laugh at and really enjoy. You know, me being RE/MAX, I spend a lot of time on the RE/MAX International website. RE/MAX International pushes out a lot of really awesome videos that I encourage our agents to share on their social media. You know, and then they also have some really good videos that are pretty funny, like they have 2 white guys rapping. That in and of itself is just funny, unless you're Eminem. LinkedIn is this one over here. This is Friendster. Friendster is kind of a dying social network, so I wouldn't waste a lot of your time there. Orchid is also kind of a dying social network. And then this is another social bookmarking site, which I will introduce you to. So why should we be on social media? Well, the cool kids are doing it. Every single real estate company, title company, mortgage company, even the National Association of Realtors has gotten social. And you know, you see it everywhere. They've got their WordPress, their LinkedIn, their Facebook, their YouTube, their Twitter, and then you know, their email contact information. So with all these social media networks out there, which ones are the most effective? Well, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, YouTube, and LinkedIn. There is another new video service out there called Vine. Has anybody heard of that? Anybody using it? If I did not have a 12-year-old, I would not know how many new social media networks there are every single day, because the one standing rule in my house is, Brianna, you can have as many social media accounts as you want as long as mommy knows where they are and what the password is to get in so that I can police what you're doing on the internet. I got 3 emails yesterday from social media sites I've never heard of, and I'm like, seriously? You're on everything already. Do you really need to be on something else? But apparently she does, which is apparently why she's making money on YouTube and kicking my tail. So let's talk about how social we should be. We got 90% of your business on Facebook, about 53% on Twitter, 47% on LinkedIn, 33% using blogging. So, kind of answering that question earlier. 61% of marketers, like you, are using social media to increase their lead generation experts. 41% of companies are generating leads through Facebook, 2 times the amount of leads for companies that are using Twitter. So when we're talking about what's effective for generating leads, you're going to have Facebook being a little bit more effective than Twitter. 67 more leads per month for people, real estate agents, and companies who have a blog. 67% is a pretty massive number. LinkedIn generates more business-to-business leads, and I'm going to go into this a little bit more in depth. Pinterest, anybody on Pinterest? Yes. For a lot of women, it's like pixelated crack. I mean, it really is, because they'll get on there, and I see them all the time. They're pinning and repinning, and I'm like, oh. I personally am not a Pinterest fan, because I can feel perfectly inadequate as a human being without Pinterest throwing stuff in my face, because anytime I'm trying to make the cute little cupcakes or something like that, it's like, this is what Pinterest says it should look like. That's not what happened at all. 65% of a salesperson's time is not spent selling, it's actually spent doing lead gen. But do you really need to spend 65% of your time on social media? No, because there's an effective way to do it. And we're going to talk about being effective. So a few more statistics for you. You got 75% of companies on a social site like Facebook or LinkedIn. One of the most effective ways that I've found for lead generation on Facebook is a service called ShortStack, shortstack.com. Anybody ever heard of that? If you want to run promotions or contests, there is an option where you can do it for free. There is an agent in the greater Dallas area who sold 425 homes last year between he and his wife, no assistant, using ShortStack for his lead gen promoting contests. He's doing one in February for a $100 Zales gift card. So little things like that. And basically what it is it gives you everything you need, and it will automatically put the form on your Facebook page to where people go in, they fill out their forms, it does all the data tracking for you, and then it's giving you those leads and people that you can contact and add to your database. So if you want a quick and easy way to generate leads using Facebook, Twitter, other resources, go to shortstack.com.
Stack as
S-T-A-C-K, yes ma'am. 69% of people are posting updates or articles of interest like blogs, on sites like LinkedIn and Facebook. People are building their network through sites like LinkedIn. There's people monitoring positive and negative feedback online. One of the biggest things that I got for pushback with my agents when I built the Yelp page for the office and the Facebook page and all that is, well, what happens when we get an angry client? Well, we address it. We don't delete it, we address it. Because that way, other people who are reading it can see how customer service oriented we are, because we're taking something that is a negative and we're going to put it into a positive. We're going to address it so that everybody can see it online. Only 39% have a blog on their area of expertise. Obviously, we're going to add to that statistic today because everyone in this room is going to have a blog when you leave. Got 26% of people tweeting about their areas of expertise. You got only 16% of people are using Twitter as a customer service channel. We're going to go a little bit deeper into Twitter in a minute. Other is going to be your direct mail marketing, things like that. Fun statistic for you. How effective do you think direct marketing is? Mail marketing. Right now it's got about a 0.5% response rate. 0.5% is not impressive, right? Well, I mean, what do you do when you check the mail? You probably are a lot like me. You have your mail and you're like, trash, 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 bill. And you're going through and you're really just eliminating a lot of the marketing pieces that you're getting. Why? Because we're all inundated. We're all getting 150 pieces of email a day at least. We're all getting these things. We're all inundated with information. So are we really taking the time to look at that? Not so much. Not anymore. Okay. So let's talk about the numbers. This is of September 2013. Facebook has 1.15 billion registered users. Is that a pretty big pool to fish from? Mm-hmm. Now bear in mind, out of that 1.15 billion, Facebook has admitted there's 33% of those that are fake profiles. You know, yeah, it's your ex-girlfriend who's stalking you, or your ex-boyfriend who's stalking you, or whoever it is. It's not on your Facebook. There's 33% of those that are not valid. 1.01 billion users on Google+. Google+, when it first came out, was touted to be the Facebook killer. Has it happened? No. You still have the majority of your registered users on Facebook, and you don't have as much activity on Google+, but there are some things you can use Google+ for that I think are valuable that I'll go into in a minute. 500 million registered users on Twitter. Not as big of an audience. 150 million registered users on Instagram. Now I would say half of those are teenage girls who are doing duck face photos, which are horrible. Pinterest, you've got 70 million registered users, okay? Now that we know what the statistics are, let's dive a little bit deeper into what each social network is good for. How many people in here have Googled themselves? I know that sounds a little dirty, but how many people in here have Googled themselves? Where did you rank? What did you find out about yourself? Yeah, you Google your own name. Do you know what comes up when you're typing your name into Google? How many pages of Google do you personally own? Like when somebody types in your name, how many times are they going to see your things on there? Do you know? Okay. I have a strategy that I coach around, and the strategy is, and one of the reasons I came up with this strategy is when I started teaching my agents about social media, I made them Google themselves. Okay? One of the funniest examples that I came up with when I did this for one of our top producing agents, team leader, really sharp guy, military recruiter, very professional. Well, guess what? Third line, where it came up with Google Images, it was convict, convict, my realtor, convict, convict. So I was like, okay, we need to do a little bit of work on your Google ranking and your indexing, because right now it looks like you are the preferred realtor of the Texas State Penitentiary System. So we really had to work on that, but he had to know what was there first. Now, I'm going to show you during my live demonstration, when I Google my name. Now, honestly, yeah, okay, my name is not that common. I mean, how many people do you know named Zamarippa? But when I Google my name, the first 17 pages that come up are all content that I've put up there, my social media sites, my websites, all of it. So 17 pages of data on me. Now, who's Googling you? Yeah, your clients are Googling you because they want to know who you are. And if you've got little to no information or pictures of 5 convicts, is that going to help your business or hurt it? Okay. I mean, even our own broker was Googled by somebody who found her, and they had more information on her. Like, they had CSI'd her by the time she got to their house to list it. You know, they were like, so in 1987, I see you got a speeding ticket. You know, but your clients want to know about you. Why do your clients want to know about you? Want to know if they can trust you, right? Because people do business with people they know and they trust, right? So if they're getting all this information on there where, you know, you got bad customer reviews or all this other stuff on there, are they going to likely choose you or the next agent that they're interviewing to list their house? You know, because they're Googling all of it. So Google, and they introduce you to a new concept. It's called Google authorship. This is the web address, plus.google.com/authorship. The reason that you want this is, when somebody Googles you, your beautiful picture that you have used on your Yahoo profile or elsewhere is going to show up right next to the article you wrote. What that is going to do is index you in Google Images more, which is a good thing because that's what's going to push those convict pictures way to the back. And then it's also going to have people looking at your smiling, beautiful face over and over and over again. That repetition is important, right? Because they start feeling like they know you. Now here's a tip for all social media accounts. Profiles on social media accounts need to be engaging and different than each one of your others, meaning that your Twitter account profile, your bio, should not be the same as your Facebook account bio. Your Google Plus bio should not be the same as your Facebook bio. And again, when I say this, market to your audience. And we're going to talk about who's where. When we're talking Google Plus, we're talking professionals, we're talking, a lot of network marketers, things like that. When you're putting people in different circles, you're looking more for business referrals, things like that. So your Google Plus profile should be rather professional in nature. Your Facebook can be a little bit more cheeky. Your Twitter can be a little bit more cheeky. I have an agent who has a bio that really made me laugh. It was rocket ship builder and pizza aficionado. I was like, okay, well, if it works. But Google Plus is the key to having your profile page next to your Google ratings. Now, has anybody done that? When you're Googling yourself, you actually have the capability of having your photos, where you work, your office address, all of that data on the right-hand side of the page. Does that make you look a little bit more professional than the next guy? Yeah. My recommendation is Google yourself today. Take a screenshot of that. If you don't know how to take a screenshot, it's very easy. You just hit print screen, save the image to your desktop. 30 days from now, after you use these strategies that you learned today, Google yourself again and watch how much you've improved. Because you will improve. And your rankings will improve. And the more content you're putting out there, the more you're going to be indexed in Google. So, who in here is using Google Plus? You are? Do you like it?
Love it.
Is it your favorite social media platform?
Not my favorite, but I really like it.
Okay. How often do you use it?
I try once a week.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let's talk about that for a minute. I'm going to kind of show you what I mean when I say different examples. Frank, I hope you don't mind that I'm going to sign you out. Okay. Okay. Anybody using Google Hangouts? Nope. Okay. Google Hangouts is kind of sort of like Skype, but it's going to allow you to do a live chat with clients and with other people. Google Plus, the interface, for a lot of you, is going to look very similar to Pinterest, right? It almost looks like you've got different pins up here. You can do the same thing that you can with just about any other social media network. Post your text, update your photos, your links, your videos, and your events. Okay? Events are big. Like when I coach my agents, I coach them to post the events for open houses, home buyer seminars, home selling seminars, whatever it is that they want to do to build their business on social media. I have found that when they're promoting their events on social media, like for example open houses, they get at least 4 to 5 more pieces of traffic than when they don't. And 4 to 5 more pieces of traffic makes a difference, right? Okay. Using Google Plus is pretty simple. I like some of the verbiage that they use here, enable my circles. Well, I don't really want to be an enabler, but, you've got different things on here where you can have a new hangout where you're adding people to circles and then you're able to actually video chat with them. You're able to create a hangout and video chat with them if you want to, if you're into video chatting. One of the other things I've coached my agents around is when they get text responses, send a video response back with their phone. It's actually very effective. A little bit creative, it's a little bit out there, but you know, people are actually seeing your face, things like that. Shooting YouTube videos that, you know, talk about you and your experience and who you are and kind of do like a little bio thing like that, as opposed to just showcasing houses. Just little different ideas like that. But it's giving you an opportunity to talk to different people. There is an agent who's been quite successful on Google+. What they did was they found and started networking with local doctors and pediatricians, because people relocating to San Antonio are like, okay, well, I got kids, what's the best pediatrician? They started referring out to those doctors started referring back to them. You know, so when you're looking at Google+, it's more of a how can I build and where can I build my professional circle? Does that make sense? Okay. So let's talk about the next one. I use Google+, but admittedly, it is not my favorite. And I will tell you why. Facebook. All right, let's talk about Twitter for a minute. Who's on Twitter? How are you feeling about Twitter? You love it? It is something I'm seeing a lot of the younger generation embracing a lot. It is a great resource for news and content for your website. It is the best resource to interact with industry professionals and gain notoriety. Let me give you an example of that. I have a friend of mine who, and this is, yeah, you can laugh, he is a huge Aquaman fan. He's about 300 pounds, but he has his own Aquaman leotard. And he runs around San Antonio, and he'll do charity work. He goes to the children's hospital, cheers the kids up, going in as Aquaman. Well, for his birthday party, Twinkies had just come back. Everybody clap for the Twinkie coming back. We're all excited about that. So what he asked me to do was build a Jenga tower out of Twinkies. So I did. That got retweeted by Hostess, which was awesome. So all of a sudden I had all these people from Hostess following me on Twitter because they retweeted my Jenga tower. It was pretty cool. Your Twitter account can be linked to your Facebook and LinkedIn to push content out at the same time. One of the biggest areas of pushback I get is, there's all these social media accounts and I have to spend all this time doing this and this and this. Well, guess what? You can link your Facebook with your Twitter and also your LinkedIn so that the same content you're pushing out on one goes out to all of them. Now that is relevant because you are generally not going to have the same audience on Twitter that you are on Facebook or LinkedIn. It's generally going to be a mixture of different people. So it is okay to push out the same content because you're dealing with a different audience. Does that make sense? Okay. The focus with Twitter is really on business owners and entrepreneurs. Like, I had a friend of mine who is writing a book, and she was talking about Cher, and Cher retweeted her. So she got all excited about that, You can actually connect with people you might not otherwise connect with. Now, is it the actual celebrity? Probably not. But is it kind of cool to get that notoriety and be able to say that? Yeah. I use Twitter a lot to get updates on the latest news. I also use it to find good real estate content to push out. I'm subscribed to a lot of different real estate services on there. So I'll go into my Twitter and utilize that to push out different pieces of content that I find online. It's also a good place for me to farm ideas when I'm blogging, because I'm seeing what's out there in the news and what's trending on Twitter. Twitter is also going to be the primary source of what has become a very popular marketing tool, which is the hashtag. Are you hashtagging? Are you Mike the Lazy Realtor? Who could you be? It's not just hashtagging for the sake of hashtagging. It's looking at what's trending. The other day, I looked on Twitter on the left-hand side of the screen. It's going to show you the hashtags that are trending. The other day, when I logged on, the hashtag that was trending, real estate. It's basically just # real estate, all one word. So when people are clicking on that hashtag, what it's pulling up is every other highly intelligent marketer who's used that hashtag that day. So people are filtering that content. Remember, it's all about filtering content because we're putting so much out there. So they're filtering that content, and even if they are not on their friends list or subscribers list, they are still able to see whatever you've pushed out that has that hashtag real estate behind it. Yes, ma'am?
The hashtag is essentially what people are talking about.
Exactly.
The ampersands or whatever is the people that you're talking to?
Right.
Okay.
Right. So if you were to tweet me, you would say @Shauna Zamarippa and then, hashtag whatever.
Yeah.
So you could do that and it would filter out your tweet, but you could also do an article that way. You can market blogs that way. I tend to look every morning at what is trending on Twitter. One day I saw one that I jumped all over it with hashtags things liberals hate. So I got all over that one. But there's new ones every day on that left-hand side of the screen. So you can go in there and see what's trending and then build whatever social media marketing you're having on the fly off of what's trending. Because it already gives you the data. So just take it and run with it. And now Facebook is using hashtags. Instagram is using hashtags. Everywhere you go, you see hashtags. The TV commercials are using hashtags now. Because it's an ability for consumers to filter the content they want versus the content they don't. I'm certainly guilty of going through my social media feed and going, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. That's kind of interesting. You've probably done the same thing, right? But when I'm hashtagging something, it's already something that I'm interested in. I'm a wine enthusiast. Every Wednesday is Wine Wednesday. I have hashtagged Wine Wednesday many, many, many times. And it pulls up everything that I want to see about Wine Wednesday.
You can do that up in the search.
You can do that up in the search, but I'm going to show you real quick where you want to look. Come on. Actually, I'm going to show you. This is our office website. If I can get the mouse to come up. There we go. Come on. There we go. Okay. What I pulled up here is our office Twitter page. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the website trends. Which is what you're going to see over here. Happy Kangen Day. I have no idea what that is. But it gives you everything that, is going right now. So you can look at it here and say, what's going to be the most relevant for my customers? Well, probably this. And you could write a blog around that. You could tweet about that. You could do pretty much whatever you want, right? So it gives you an opportunity to say, here's where you can go download your tax forms. So if you click on that, what that's going to do is filter your content. And it's even going to give you the links to where people need to go. So it's filtering all that content for you. Okay, Pinterest. Let's do a quickie on Pinterest. Who's on Pinterest? Every single woman in this room. Demographically, Pinterest has been proven to be the #1 site for good credit buyers and sellers. So it's a good place for you to go, and it is very, very popular with females, especially females over 36. But home decorating tips and recipes are going to be what's king on Pinterest. Now, are your customers interested in home decorating and recipes? Oh yeah, they are. So should you build something around that? Yes, but you can go a little bit deeper than that, and let me show you what I've built. Okay, what I have done here is to both improve our social media ranks and Google ranks. I put San Antonio Remax Realty Advantage on everything, but I have classified that by homes we have listed, homes we have sold, home decorating tips, recipes, financial information and data. I have other boards that are following us, home improvement tools, things like that. Funny real estate photos. Meet our team, a bio of everybody who's on our team. And guess what? I share that on our Facebook page and I share that on our Twitter page so that people can get familiar with who's on our team. And then just different videos and things like that that I'm linking to on YouTube with each thing. Has anybody in here toyed with infographics? Infographics are probably going to be the best thing for you to promote on Pinterest. And basically what an infographic is you taking statistical data that you're pulling about the real estate market and putting it into a graphic format. Okay? I'm going to give you a website that will help you create custom infographics with like 5 clicks that you can put on Pinterest or on Twitter or at just about anywhere else. infogr.am. It's .am. I know that's a little unorthodox. And you all, before you leave, I'm going to give you my email address. There's 20 different resources I have found for infographics that will allow you to create free, visually stimulating infographics. All you have to do is supply the data. So you can take your market report, your market data, you can put that on there, and then you throw that up on Pinterest, you throw it up elsewhere, and people are sharing that. Because we are so used to getting our data in quick, easy formats now, infographics have become very, very, very popular. Everybody knows what an infographic is, right? Okay. But I want you to write down my email address in case any of you have questions or if you need any additional resources after that class, after this class. It's Shauna, SHAUNA, at 281advantage.net. Shauna, SHAUNA, at 281, the number's 281 advantage.net. Of course, if you really want to impress me, you'll all find me on social media after this class. Okay. Zamarippa, Z-A-M-A-R-R-I-P as in Paul, A. It's a mouthful, I know. Try signing it. It's not fun. All right, I'm going to talk about my favorite one. It's Facebook. Facebook is the best place to go fishing for leads. It is the #1 resource where people announce their 0 moment of truth. Has anyone in here been introduced to the 0 moment of truth concept before? No. Okay. 0 moment of truth is that moment where a consumer begins the process of shopping for something, i.e. a house. And they're going to announce it in different ways. And I have run social experiments for my realtors to see if they're paying attention. One day I put, reason number 2,671 that I hate my house. Upstairs I could bake muffins, downstairs I could hang meat. Airflow really stinks in my house. What is that an opportunity for you as a real estate agent to do? Start a conversation. That's an opportunity for you as a real estate agent to say, hey, you know what? I've had people who have had that exact same problem until they either A, hired this contractor, or B, moved to this community. You just start a conversation. You're not marketing yourself. You're not making that mistake of going up to them and saying, hi, my name's so-and-so, I'm a realtor, you want to buy a house? Because they're not ready to do that yet. They don't know you yet, but it's giving you a venue to begin a conversation. Social media is also where people will announce, I'm in a relationship, I'm getting married, I'm getting divorced, I'm moving, I got a new job, I'm having a baby. All major life events that usually lead to what? Relocating, right? You know. Now, I'm not saying when you see Mr. and Mrs. Smith get into a fight on Facebook that you start contacting them and saying, so, if you guys are going to get divorced, you know, I'm your go-to person. What I am saying is, when you see those major life events being announced, that's important. But how do we know who we need to stalk and who we don't? And I never use the word stalk loosely. Stalking is very serious business for me. Facebook also has resources, and this is something I coach my own agents around: community pages, HOA pages, and a lot more. So if you're farming a community, for example, and they don't have a community page, what would be an awesome service for you to be able to provide them as a realtor? Give them a community page. Those people, you're going to then have something to advertise to. You're going to have a talking point. And those people in that community are going to go like their community page and start talking about their community. They're going to be neighbors, right? So that's another great resource for you to use.